Hello and welcome to Medieval Dynasty. Well, we've just gone to sleep. We're going to wake up in the new season, which is autumn, and it's a case of we now got an event. So this is interesting. Ooh, I'm not really sure. He says he can get us a few tricks to get better deals, but for a price. This is a traveling merchant, so it's a case of a skill boost. So looks like we could potentially get our diplomacy improved, which actually could be a good thing. I mean, I've already got bartering maxed out. So I mean, we're not at that point where we can show him that we know better because we are well off level 10. But yeah, I don't mind paying for that particular skill. I mean, I've although got the bartering maxed out, there are other benefits that you get from it. So I think I'll go with that option, which is a default. I'll see how much XP we get from him. So we gained 500 skill experience for 200 coins. Cool. So our diplomacy then is at, well, we need to get all the way up to 1250, but the reason I like that is, I mean, I'm maxed out on diplomacy knowledge. I'll have to get a potion to clear that. That's no longer of much benefit, that one anymore. Now, what does diplomat do? Yeah, I can get more dynasty reputation, but it's these sort of things I'm interested in, where we can get better production out of the NPCs. When we get events that involve inspiration speeches, that would be useful. Creative accounting sounds good because then you can lower the tax bill each year. Castellan, we can lower demands for food. I don't really have much of a problem with those, I must admit. Good host to lower the mood reduction. Hand of the king, a chance to get away with losing reputation. That's only if you don't do them. What I've actually found is every now and again I do get an actual herald shows up on the map, but I haven't really been having anything to do with them. I don't seem to be getting any penalties from it, I must admit. I think the risk is if you don't actually don't do anything. I'm just trying to find, oh, there it is there. So yeah, I'm still on neutral. I'm not, I'm not in a particular favor. I'm not don't have a negative outlook, because I've just been ignoring those quests and so far I'm getting away with it. Anyway, plans and more plans. So we're now into autumn, so it's a completely new season. So the plan is, as ever, is to go around and fix things first. So I'll have a look, see what's broken. So, well, I do need, I'm not going to bother with having somebody running the well all year round. I'm just going to have, who's it? Agnes, I think it is. Yeah, I'm just going to get Agnes to look after that during the winter time, because we've got plenty of water. The barn needs repairing. The goose house needs repairing. I also need to find somebody, I need to hire somebody, because I've now got somebody working over here as a vendor. He's quite young. Who was it? Let's see. It would help if I go to the right place. That's, no, Bratimir. Yeah, Bratimir, he's only 18. Now, ideally, I'm trying to find a young woman who is similar age to him, who'll be able to take over that role of looking after the geese. The alternative is to find another couple, again, another vendor, and another somebody who's good with animals to do those jobs anyway, and then I'll move Bratimir out and he'll work in the mine, because I still need a total of 6 people to work in the mine. Our mine's up and running, but I may as well max it out with 6 people, so that's going to be 3 couples. So we've already got one person in there, Samagost. He's not overly enthusiastic at the minute because he's in just a very low end house. I need to build him a very big house, and that'll cheer him up. So there's still quite a few people I need to hire as well, because yeah, we've got this rather aged population. So I think we're okay with Rosalinda. So it's one of the hunters, Gertruda, plus Berta and Huberta. So I'm trying to find elderly gentlemen, shall we say, who can probably work in the vendor stores, because I don't think I've got that many spaces left for anybody. I mean, the excavation shed's maxed out. I still need, actually, that's a thought. I still need somebody to work in the barn. I think what I might do is get somebody to work there permanently just as a barn worker, because Philiberta's out of production at the minute. So I could hire somebody to work there in the barn. Just wondering how much capacity. I mean, I should have two. There we go. Hunting lodges. Yeah, I've got 2 hunting lodges. So there's always capacity over there, because I was actually thinking of moving the actual hunter Gertruda across to here as well. If I move her across to here and I can find some guy who's a similar age but looks after, does farming, I could actually move her across here, and then we can just decommission the hunting lodge over there, because there's capacity right up to 4. So not a great deal to do in terms of repairs, which is good. And then we're going to go on a tour, except we're not just going to be touring for quests, because I like to get the quests because I still need to boost my technology skills. I mean, building technology, 7,500 is the next target. That's to get the builder's hut. Survival technology, I'm not too fussed. Well, having said that, I would think that would be useful, because then it'll get me this potion of possibilities, which allows me to reset my skills. Farming, I don't think I was too bothered about the farming, because we've already got the apiary, so we're just into bigger barns and bigger food storage. And then production, yeah, we're looking at about 10,000 to be able to get to the tavern, for example. Interesting enough, actually, we're not that far off from that, and that would get me... Yeah, it doesn't... I'm not seeing a great deal there, but there might be other things we can unlock if we actually build a level 3 workshop. But yeah, you never know. You never know. Anyway, get everything repaired. Then we're going to go on a tour. Well, I'm still on my tours. It's getting towards midnight on the first day. I'm seriously thinking of getting one of the horses now. I mean, they do take a while to mature. And I was leaving these 2 behind just for the sake of, I want them to keep breeding. But, I mean, we've got quite a lot of horses now, so I think I might start actually using one of these 2. I mean, regardless, because it's taken me all this long. Because I've had to basically go down to Gostovia, work my way all around. I did have to stop off at the village to make some animal feed, but we're getting close to midnight, and I've only gotten as far as like Jezrika, so that's almost going to be over a day to be able to do these quests. And also find people, because so far I still haven't found anybody to pair up with the women that we've got who are in their 30s. Oddly enough, I found two women who are 30. I haven't found anybody young enough to pair up with, let's see, who is it? Bratimir, yeah. I haven't found anybody young enough to pair up with him who's got the sort of skill I'm looking for, which is either going to be another vendor, for example, or somebody who works, in animal breeding, because I still need somebody to look after the actual geese. So, I mean, on the plus side, at least I have found somebody to work in the actual mine. So I've now got 2 people working in this mine. But yeah, I still need another 2 couples to work there. But now that we're in Jezrika, I've actually run into the herald. So I think it's about time we got started with the king. Because, I mean, so far, if we go back to here, it's a case of I'm sitting on a neutral rating. I mean, I've basically just been dodging these quests because they can either be expensive, where they need a lot of money, or take a long time. You've got to kill so many wolves or hogs, or whatever it is. That's the ones I've been seeing up to now in a previous playthrough with the early access. So I'm curious what we might get. Yeah, the only drawback is, I mean, as I say, I've been playing dodge basically, and it hasn't caused any issues. But once you take on one of these quests, if you don't complete it, it's a case of, yeah, it could come back and bite me. I just don't know in what way. So I think we'll ask him and see what we get. Okay, so we know there's a task. So how old is this king of ours then? He's 34. Okay, that's fair enough. And he won't have any opinion of me because he has no idea about me, which is true. Okay, so what does he want? Okay, so we got to spare food. Okay. So yeah, so we don't necessarily have to bring everything back to him. We just need to leave it in our storage and actually tell him. Now the good thing is I can actually tell my other half, Damrica, about that. So instead of me, for example, coming all the way back to tell Niebor here that we've got everything, I can just tell Damrica. Now, fortunately, Damrica herself isn't actually then going to come all the way up here to tell him, just in principle. Right, so challenges, the Hunger Wars are, so we've got 5 seasons. Right, so he wants 100 wheat and 35 fish meat. And it's got to be in the, oh, it's got to be in the food storage. Okay, so that's interesting. Why is it not showing then? To the 35 fish meat, because if I look in the storage, we should have a lot of fish meat. Scroll down to storage, go to food storage, because we've got a fisherman and he's been producing quite a lot of fish meat. Okay, I'll probably have to find out when I get back there anyway. But resource storage, I suspect that's where the wheat would end up. Although, having said that, I might have turned it all into flour. No, we've got 201 wheat, so I think he specifically said it has to go into our food storage though. In your food storage. Okay, fair enough. Anyway, we're going to head over to Horniger next. And then that completes my 2. If I haven't found anyone else, that's going to be a pain. Now, I think this tracker that we've got for this task can be a bit deceptive, or at least it is for me, because it only seems to be tracking things if they're actually on your person. So what I've done is I've put 100 wheat into the actual food storage there, but it's showing a value of 0. There's a lot of fish meat in there, and it's showing a value of 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over and ask Damrica if she can inform the herald about this. So now I need you to do a favour for me. Can you let the herald know we've fulfilled the quest? Oh, okay. Okay, well that was pretty straightforward. I mean, to be honest, I've got to go all the way back up there anyway, because I've got a quest that's outstanding to get done. I just need 1 berry to finish that one. That one needed 5 leather and 4 flax. So 5 leather. I do keep actually some of this as spare in my own storage, because sometimes if they use all of this up and there's none left, then I get a quest like this where it asks for certain things. It can cause problems. Right, so let's just double check that one. So old rags was 5 leather 4. Right, okay. So that one there just gets me dynasty reputation, and that's in Baraniga. Mouths to feed. Oh, mouths to feed. Oh, okay. So they're over this side. I thought they were over here. So that must have been another quest that I didn't want to do. I think that was one of the wolf quests. So in which case that's extremely handy, because it means I don't have to go all the way back. So I've been able to get Damrica to actually fulfill that King's quest. But she hasn't left. She's still over here. I mean, she's busy working in the barn at the minute. Just wondering if Edmund's got nothing to do. Yeah, looks like Edmund's finished. Yep, so the fields are done, in which case I think what I'll do is I'll put Edmund into the mine, as you do. So he's now officially a miner. And then I'll put him back in the barn, but as a barn worker. It's a very fiddly way to have to do things. Oh wow, they're up to level 8 as well. Cool. Speaking of high levels, so Alruna's level 10. Star was so put them in alphabetical order because then I'll recognise them. So Dobrova, she's level 4 now. Almost level 5. Now her other half, Odo, he's level 3, so he's still a long way off level 4. Now I hired both of those at the same time and I put them in a blacksmith at the same time. So it just goes to show by putting her into the seamstress or the sewing hut, she's motoring ahead. She's doing much better than. Now that's interesting. Looks like Hubert is almost maxed out as well. She's heading towards level 10 and she's been looking after the pigs. Interesting. Right, so that's those two sorted out, so they can get on with processing all of the bountiful things that we're getting from our fields. But yeah, that's a bit tricky now. So I'm going to have to finish these two quests off. And then I think what I'll do is I'm going to head back up to here because I still haven't found anybody else that I need to plug the gaps for the jobs that I need. Because I prefer to pair people up. So I think that's probably going to have to get done next season. In which case I'm just going to get these two quests done. And then I'll build a decent house for these two up there. Technology wise, yeah, we're still a long way off on building technology, but we've just got enough production technology to be able to make the workshop Mark III. So that could be tempting. I mean, I've got a lot of work to do still in the village because that needs all tidying up. But yeah, I think the priority is going to be that building over there. Well, we're now into the last day of autumn, and I managed to get this house here finished overnight. So this is where these two are going to start living. I've also been out and about. We've got our quests now done, so that's pretty much it. There's only one left. That's the one that was down here in Horniger. And it's a case of, I just can't be bothered with those ones. It's just a case of go out and kill a load of wolves or something probably, and then you'll get a bit of dynasty reputation, maybe some coins. So I'm more interested in the technology ones more than anything. But yeah, now that that's built, I mean, I must admit it's looking a bit crammed in here. Now, fortunately, this is going to have to get knocked down at some point anyway because it's this is tier 1. But it's it's a case of there wasn't exactly much room to maneuver here, to be fair. So I'll probably push these back a bit further. And the plan is, I mean, you can have up to 6 people in that mine. So the plan would be to have probably 3 of these big houses here for the people who live here. But it means actually I can knock this down. It's no point having that. I think she's just are you admiring the house, are you? You come out and admire it as well. Okay, well, tell you what, you two can come and live here then. So Lorelei can move in here. And that's a good question. And Semagost. So in theory, that should start to cheer them two up because they moved out of it's like just that little wicker house. So yeah, so I expect the morale on those two will go up to into the 30s, at least 31%. But it means that now that nobody's living here, I may as well just destroy this place. Easy enough to do because I built this in a bit of a rush because I'd already planned to hire Samagost here. And I thought, well, it's going to take me a while to build a house. And I really wanted to get somebody into the mine as quickly as possible since I'd spent so much time just getting to the point where I can actually build a mine. And I'm curious where Lorelei's going. She just seems to have wandered off somewhere. Or has she gone in that direction? Oh, she's gone in that direction. Okay, fair enough. I thought she was wandering over there somewhere. So anyway, yeah, so they can now live there. So that should, I don't think that has any impact at all on their productivity, because I ran some tests upgrading houses, for example. Wood walls, stone walls, didn't really make any difference, to be honest. The amount of things that they produced was just the same. We'll put all those bits and pieces back. I think I'll have a look and see. So yeah, it's the start of the last day. It's not a great deal left to do, to be honest. I mean, I could go back down there, and I think at some point I need to build another food storage down there, because I knocked one down there to be able to fit the cow shed in, but I didn't replace it. So that's something I'm going to have to do. The storage, the resource storage needs replacing as well. But I also want to try and tidy things up and try and fit various vendors' stalls in there. And I'm still debating as to how I'm going to do that, whether I'll just run them all along the side of the road, or whether we'll have like a little market in the middle with the animal pens either side. Still thinking about it. Anyway, yeah, still a lot of places to fill, gaps to fill, I should say, because there's still a few people who I haven't paired up. I still don't have anybody looking after the geese, for example. I mean, I can do that myself for now, but now that we've got 2 people in the mine, it's doubled up our production. So we're now doing almost 10 a day for copper ore and tin ore, which, out of curiosity, nobody's actually doing anything with that at the minute. I've just got them making various tools and what have you. But I could get the 2 blacksmiths turning that over. Yeah, we don't have exactly a great deal. So I'm more inclined to wait until I get more miners before I get the blacksmiths focusing on that sort of stuff. But the intention would be to get them to make things like the bronze tools, which we can use ourselves, everybody else can use, and we can also potentially sell off. Still a lot to do. And I'm just looking at the horses, because yeah, it took me so long to get around this map. I think I'm just going to start using one of the horses now. But of course now I'm going to have to find a saddle bags, horseshoes and so on. But that's all for another episode.